Hey everybody, it's that time of year again. It is time for International Sunrise and Sunset Around the World Day. Last year was unbelievable. I think in total we had over 3,000 people from, close to 100 different countries, all 7 continents, including Antarctica, participate. I think nearly every state in the United States participated, almost all the provinces in Canada, the overwhelming majority of Western Europe, a huge chunk of Eastern, and we had a few spots in Africa, Asia, South America. So it was a huge global effort to share the sunrise and sunset around the world on September 12th. Now the reason that this event is, I host the event on September 12th is because in late 2013, as you may or may not know, my very dear and best friend Paul was killed in a car accident unexpectedly. The International Sunrise and Sunset Around the World Day was a thing I did 4 years ago as part of the 1 Year 1000 Challenge, and it was by far and away my favorite of the over 1,000 things I did that year. And last year I thought what a cool way it would be to honor my friend than to host it on his birthday and do it in conjunction with a fundraiser for the charity he helped start, Reach Out WorldWide. Last year we raised over $50,000. It may have been closer to $60,000 because some of the donations didn't go through the link. Some people bought merchandise in lieu of just making a straight donation. Either way, we raised a lot of money. And I actually spoke to Reach Out Worldwide several months after, and they said that one of their deployments that they went on was paid for solely by our efforts in the Sunrise and Sunset Around the World Day. Which means that those of you who participated helped thousands of people from around the world recover from a natural disaster and receive aid that they may not have otherwise received. So that's an awesome thing. This year I'm doing it again. I have an ongoing goal to raise $1 million for Reach Out Worldwide. And I hope that by sharing a little bit about my story with Paul and the early days of Reach Out Worldwide, it would give you a greater sense about what Reach Out Worldwide is, why it's a great charity to donate, and why you should participate in International Sunrise and Sunset Around the World Day. Okay, so if you listen for a few minutes, I'd like to share a couple things, and we'll go forward from there. I apologize too if I'm perspiring a little bit. It is hot as heck here in Santa Barbara today, and I'm also, when I talk about this kind of stuff, I can get emotional, so there's a certain effort that goes in composing oneself for this. I have here a binder, and you can tell by it, it looks pretty beat up. This binder I've carried around for a number of years, and I have this binder today because it's a special binder. It's a really special binder because after Paul first told me about his idea for Reach Out Worldwide, and at the time it was React, it ended up becoming Reach Out Worldwide because there was a legal snafu and somebody already owned the domain for react.com or react.org, whichever it was. And that was actually really funny because we were so set on React, we even had little ID tags and other things made up for it, and then we found out, and we were scrambling trying to come up with another name, and there was I think 3 or 4 of us in an email chain going back and forth with ideas for a name, and eventually we settled on Reach Out Worldwide. Anyways, this binder, when Paul first told me about Reach Out Worldwide, his idea for it, it was 6 days after my friend had committed suicide, and Paul had come over to my house and picked me up, and we went hiking, and we were sitting up on these rocks in this hill having a conversation, and just talking about, we came back to my house and we were hanging out and having a beer, and he told me about this idea he had, and he said he had it for a really long time, and he told me about it. The idea to have this elite group of people that could be beyond first responders, could get in there, scoot under the tape that governments have to go under, and find an area and just be really effective. Be self-sufficient, bring all their gear in, not require resources of other organizations, and make a massive difference. When he told me that, I said, man, I want to be a part of that. How can I get involved? And he told me, well, you can help me figure out what to do. So about, a few weeks later, we went down and went out and got on a boat. And we're out on the ocean on this boat, and I brought this binder, and I said, okay, it's time. He said, time for what? And I said, it's time to start hammering out some ideas. Let's get an idea of what this React is going to look like, Reach Out Worldwide. And so we started making notes about what he wanted it to look like, what his vision was for it, where he wanted it to be, how he wanted it to grow, what he wanted it to evolve into. And I wanted to share with you a very key takeaway from that initial meeting. And I was asking him about, short-term, long-term goals, about what he wants to accomplish in his lifetime, what he wants to accomplish specifically pertaining to Reach Out Worldwide. And Paul said, quote, "If React, aka Reach Out Worldwide, is not in place, I will have fucked up." So there you have it. And that's you guys, from my heart, that's honestly to God how he felt. There were one of the most proudest things in Paul's life, things that he did, places he saw. Number one is his daughter, number two is Reach Out Worldwide. And that was something that he always had felt compelled to do. He felt like he had the ability and the resources to make a difference, and he really did. He felt like if he didn't get that going, that he would have fucked up. After that, there were subsequent meetings and conversations with it. There was plenty of nights of, late nights of sitting there doing research on ideas and having a couple of beers, or maybe one too many beers, and, philosophizing about what it could become and how it would evolve. Eventually, Haiti happened, their Haiti earthquake in January 2010, and we went. It was myself, Paul and I guess that's me too, and there was three other friends. And we showed up there with just the intention to make a difference, not quite sure what we were getting ourselves into. And you guys, it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I literally saw this place. We landed in this dirt field, and by the time we left, we had helped put up, there must have been over a dozen tents. There was probably 400 plus refugees there. We had helped administer first aid and provide food and all these other things to people that wouldn't have had it otherwise. It was so rewarding and so gratifying, and what was even more so with it is, I'll never forget one night there, going and watching these Haitian people who literally had next to nothing. If they had anything left at all, they were carrying it in this half-full hefty bag. And I remember one night they were all sitting around the campfire singing and celebrating, so grateful to be alive. And we were all talking about that, about what a beautiful sight that was, and how we were able to play a part in that because we were helping Paul realize his vision. Reach Out Worldwide was no longer if it doesn't happen, I would have fucked up. It was happening, and people were benefiting from it. I remember meeting a kid while I was over there who had lost his pinky finger on one hand. Him and I still correspond over email today, and he's doing some amazing things. I remember being so impressed by him there. He had taught himself Spanish, and he to go with his French and English. And he's helping with translating, and he told me how he wanted to get educated so he can empower his people. And he sends me emails about projects and ideas he has, and it's so inspiring. I would have never had the opportunity to meet that kid had it not been for Paul's vision. And so, to kind of sum up, you guys, this was something that was born from the most pure place with the best of intentions possible. Paul Walker was a celebrity to many, and to me he was a wonderful human being, a friend. And what he was really about, beyond the limelight and spotlight and stuff that Hollywood shines so bright on people, is he was really about helping people. He really, from his heart, came from such a place of love in the things he tried to do. Did that mean he was perfect? Not by any means. Not by any means. We definitely had our, fair share of, disagreements. And as most people are going to. But there's always such a place of love he came from. Always such a place of love. What he wanted to do, because he would have thought that it would have been a fuck up if he didn't get it done, because he knew he had the ability in his heart to make a difference. Now with him gone, and what would have been his 42nd birthday approaching, there's going to need to be help from the people like you to keep it going. You see, after he passed, there was a huge amount of goodwill came flooding in. And for a fairly infant charity, that's important because it's going to keep it going. But that goodwill is going to slowly fade. There's not any more movies he's going to be in. There's no more press junkets he's going to be a part of. No more magazine campaigns. Those were the huge things that brought income into the charity. He's gone. Paul was learning the most of it himself. And then after his death, a lot of people donated in his honor. Life goes on for so many of us, which it should. We need to keep moving forward. And what sometimes happens in that is the goodwill that was first passed on gets forgotten. which is why it's so important for people like yourself to continue to donate and fund and support charities like Reach Out Worldwide if you believe in what they're about. Also, a continued support like somebody like yourself is going to catch the eye of the people who would make bigger donations, bigger ongoing donations. Right? Last year, you guys, this is so amazing. Last year, there was over, I think it was over 1,400 or 1,500 people donated through the link that I have set up for the event. And we raised over $50,000. That means the average donation was what, about $50, or not even 50, about $33. That was such a powerful difference. $33. You know, if everybody who sees this video, whether it's 1,000 people or 10,000 people or 100,000 people, if everybody just donated $1, you do the math really quick on how great of an impact that can be. I'm not asking you to go broke or do anything like that. What I'm asking you is just to give a little bit. If you can give $1, awesome. If you can give 50 cents, fantastic. If you can give $50, fantastic. If you want to give $500, awesome. Whatever you feel comfortable giving, please do. Because charities like Reach Out Worldwide are going to need the help of somebody like you to keep going after someone like Paul passes. Now, if Reach Out Worldwide isn't the charity of your choice, that's totally fine. Part of the intention behind International Sunrise Sunset Day is for us to not only share a sunrise and sunset around the world together, but to focus on giving out to somewhere else. Perhaps you could volunteer your time somewhere or provide money for a charity of your choice, one that you're stoked on. So, here's how the event breaks down, and then I'll wrap this up. I'm going to have a couple links below this video. The first link is going to be to the event page, the Facebook event page. Please go there. It has all the information. I have a video on there explaining the details of it. In short, September 12th, Saturday, September 12th, in your time zone, take a photo of the sunrise and or sunset and share it. Share it on my 1 Year 1000 Challenge Facebook page. I will be downloading all the photos shared there into an album. It doesn't matter if it's the perfect sunrise, perfect sunset, if it's cloudy, overcast, or rainy, put them up there. I put them all on the album. Okay? Also, on that day or any day leading up to that day, I have a link which you'll see below, and it's also on the page, to go to the donation page that Reach Out Worldwide has provided me and us for this event. If you want your total to count towards our total, which is my ongoing goal to reach 1 million, you got to donate through that event. Okay, I will be posting that event over and over leading up to it, so please use that event. Use that. And if you don't want to, awesome. If you want to go directly to reachoutworldwide.org, you can do it that way too. Okay, this is just if you want to have your tool included. And then on the day of the event, take a screenshot of your donation page. Take a screenshot of your sunrise sunset and upload it with the hashtag Happy Birthday PW, Happy Birthday Paul. I'll have all the hashtags listed. 1 million for Rose, another one we use. I'll have them all listed so it's just really easy for you to find. Okay? And last and not least, you guys, I just want to thank you all for even taking the time to watch this video. I know I'm sitting here, I'm a sweaty mess, and I'm wiping away and everything. I didn't want to turn the fan on because I didn't want to drown it to drown me out. And I just, with all my heart, you guys, I was there in the very beginning. And I know how much this meant to Paul. I know how much it meant to me to be a part of it. And I know how much it will mean to him to see so many of you supporting. Reach Out Worldwide is who Paul really was. A lot of times people, there's this disconnect from famous people, actors and actresses, or public figures, and who they really are. You see their public persona and then who they really are. You guys want to know who Paul really was? Check out Reach Out Worldwide. That's who he really was. He was the guy that would do whatever he could to try to help somebody else. I can't tell you how many acts of kindness I saw him do over the years. Whether it was stopping and talking to a homeless person, buying food for a stranger, stopping whatever we were doing in the middle of a conversation because a little kid wanted a picture with him. Reach Out Worldwide is who he was. And if you want to honor Paul and support his legacy, there's no better way to do it than donate to Reach Out Worldwide. So I hope this video has inspired you to be a part of our event that's coming up. I hope you'll share this video with your friends and family, get them involved. I hope to see a sunrise or sunset picture from you on Saturday, September 12th, and I hope that you'll choose to donate to Reach Out Worldwide. Thank you so much. Any comments you have, you can leave them below. Please share it. and I'll have some other videos and shares and whatnot leading up to the event, and then I'll be posting updates throughout the day on September 12th. All right, you guys, thank you for your time, thank you for your donation, and thank you for your support, and thank you for sharing this video. I'll talk to you soon.